Hello everyone, this is Tyler here. It is February 16th, I believe. It's Thursday. So today I'm going to do a follow-up video. I had published a video, it was a couple weeks ago, a couple months ago, on how I had stopped drinking alcohol and the effects that had had on me. So I was going to explain to everyone after some time away how that impacted me and how it's greatly improved my health, because these follow-up videos are very important for people to understand, and also for alcoholics who have relapses, and why it's not the end of the world, and how you can improve. Okay, in my prior video I had discussed alcohol problems that I had starting in my early 20s until recently, and this was an issue that took some time to fix, and today I can say that I'm finally void of this issue, and this is phenomenal, because people who have alcohol problems, whether they're alcoholics or binge drinkers or whatever you want to call them, this is a huge issue, and this is truly a drug addiction. I mean, this isn't like an addiction to comic books or I don't know, some trivial thing. It's very important problem and addiction that can kill people, and it kills many people, or the effects of alcohol does. Okay, so how my physical life and my overall well-being has improved is in many ways, and the first is my brain. The effects of alcohol, and both the drinking part of it, the hangover, and just the recovery cycle, it's huge. It will affect your ability to think and to reason for days and weeks, and I actually believe for months. For real heavy drinkers, it will actually almost permanently impede their brain capacities and their ability to use their brain. And this is actually something I noticed, and the memory aspect, because it's also an issue I noticed when I was really big into the binge drinking, was I would forget things all the time, or I would lose things. I would lose items. Like when I was living in South America, it was almost a running joke between my parents and myself, because I was always losing a debit card. I would have a debit card to withdraw money from an ATM machine. At this time, I didn't have much money, and most of it I kept. I had a debit card that I would withdraw money from periodically, and at some point often I would lose the debit card, so I wouldn't have any way to withdraw the funds, and I would actually have to order a new card that my parents would then have to send me. So it was a big issue, and this was some time ago, but this happened, this debit card scenario, like 5 or 6 times in 2 years. It was crazy. And looking back, I can tell that there was definitely the effects of my alcohol and my drinking definitely were tied to this particular issue, because I also had a situation where I would lose items, and then even when I got back from South America, I would continue losing items, and I would forget. I would have occurrences of forgetting things constantly, and this was most likely tied to the alcohol and the after effects. And so the brain capacity is a big aspect. Now, physical abilities are huge also, because heavy drinkers know this year that your whole body works in sync, and if you have a hangover, it can affect both like your coordination and your just blood flow and all of these processes. And so my circulation greatly improved, and I can actually go now through most of the winter without wearing gloves. That's how much better my circulation and blood flow to my extremities is from having cut out the alcohol. And likewise, my skin and my eyes and all my senses definitely are at a more heightened level than they were before, because the effects of the alcohol, it really impedes in this sense. And even breathing, people don't realize that heavy drinkers have major breathing issues, especially after like a heavy drinking. When someone exercises really vigorously right after they've had a heavy weekend of drinking, it's very hard to breathe. Your airflow and all of these, your heart and organs are still trying to rid the alcohol, the toxins from the body. And this is something that people who've been alcoholics understand well. So this was a huge impact. Now, ability also to stay focused and to be more disciplined also, because when I had my drinking problems, it was very hard for me to maintain long periods of focus and concentration. Unlike now, where I can go day after day, I would have very difficult times with this. Now, another issue is the emotional fluctuation. Many people who have drinking problems know that, like, the high and lows of drinking, you obviously feel this very heightened sense of arousal when you're drinking, or happiness, and then the day after, the post hangover depression, or as the saying goes, everything that comes up has to go down. It's terrible, honestly. Like, and this often can last for a few days. Naturally, the mind is kind of in this more negative sense, and just you don't feel very excited. You don't have the same level of just natural happiness. Your hormones and chemical levels are totally out of whack post hangover, and this is one of many issues that plague alcoholics and people who have drinking issues.